This video is titled Individualized Learning 2. In it we will cover individualized learning and gifts, talents, and disabilities. Every child is unique in the sight of our Heavenly Father. Because of this uniqueness, parent-teachers are to partner with God in preparing their children through education and faith development to fulfill their calling. For example, after choosing a curriculum and an educational environment that aligns with the parent's values, the curriculum is to be taught in a way that conforms with each student's particular personality, needs, grade level, and stage of life. This is why God gave the primary responsibility of teaching children to their parents, because they know their children. Other teachers and school systems are to assist the families as they work together in a relational way. A well-known passage from the book of Proverbs encourages parents to train up a child in the way he should go. Because this passage speaks to the biblical approach of teaching children, let's look at a few of its key insights. First, the word train refers to education and carries the sense of to begin, initiate, or inaugurate. It infers starting a child on their path through learning. Second, the word for child can refer to a child from birth through young adulthood. It is also used as a term for one who is a disciple of an established teacher. Third, the sense of the original Hebrew for this verse is to inaugurate a child in their unique path and to teach them according to their age, talents, disposition, and giftings. It is considerate of the uniqueness of the child. It does not treat all developing personalities the same. The training process begins by seeking to conform the subject matter and the teaching methods to the particular personality, needs, grade level, and stage of life of the child. Through observation and engagement, the parent-teacher can grow in an awareness of their child's pace of learning in each subject area, the ways they learn best, and their emerging areas of interests and talents. For each child, the acquisition of new knowledge, skills, and abilities will progress at their own pace of development. There should not be undue pressure to perform, because everything they will learn is built upon prior learning as the brain makes meaningful connections. Their process of learning should not be hijacked with stress, discouragement, or boredom. Allowing extra time or alternate ways of learning when needed, and allowing the freedom to move ahead at a faster pace when appropriate, keeps the child encouraged and engaged. In the past 200 years, educational institutions shifted to an industrialized model. There was an assumption that every child should learn at the same pace within a classroom context. As a result of this, children were placed in classrooms by age rather than ability. However, classrooms are academically and socially diverse, where every learner is unique in their strengths and weaknesses, and every learner progresses at their own pace. Modern education research calls for differentiation, where teachers can plan and respond effectively to individual students' needs. Parents and teachers cannot treat all students alike and expect them to learn and gain meaningful understandings at the same pace and in the same way. An individualized learning experience is needed, for learning is more than just passing through grade levels and doing well on standardized tests. It is a personal growth experience that is mediated through relationships of love, care, and nurturing the God-endowed gifts in each student. Before proceeding, we must review an idea presented in previous lessons. The love which is foundational for healthy attachment, resilience, and the ability to learn in each phase of childhood development is to be provided in the home. The home is the foundation for being known and loved. Through the relationships of the home, each child in their uniqueness can be unconditionally loved and know that they are personally belonging in the world of explorative learning. Being loved is essential for the development of children in their unique set of strengths and challenges. For example, children who have experienced unresolved trauma because of abuse, broken homes, or the lack of expressed love and care will typically have a difficult time in school. However, when a teacher takes interest in them, when they know they are seen and valued for who they are, they begin to feel like they are wanted and belong in the educational environment. When they see that they have a path forward to their future, they begin to dream again and work towards those dreams. If the investment of a single teacher can unlock the doors of learning for a child, how much more the unwavering and consistently expressed love of a parent, and exponentially the unwavering and consistently expressed love of a parent and a teacher. This section will briefly introduce 4 specific areas that make a child unique and point to the value of providing individualized learning. These 4 areas are multiple intelligences, gifted and talented, learning disabilities, and the impact of trauma. Every child has several intelligences that are developing within them. These intelligences have been identified as linguistic or word smart, mathematical logical or logic smart, visual spatial or picture smart, musical, music smart, bodily kinesthetic or body smart, interpersonal, people smart, intrapersonal, self smart, and naturalist or nature smart. Every student has a unique mix of intelligences, with some that are stronger and some that are less dominant than others. Because of this, parent-teachers should take this reality into account when teaching. As much as possible, they should facilitate instruction considering the ways a child learns best and allowing them to demonstrate learning in ways that are meaningful to them. Multiple intelligences tells us that each student is equipped to learn in different ways. Some will learn best from reading, some will learn best from building something, and some will learn best from acting out a story. Therefore, it is helpful for the parent-teacher to present new learning in multiple ways using multiple sensory modalities. New ideas, concepts, and skills should be taught through hearing, reading, manipulating, watching, acting, practicing, and so on. While you may not know which intelligences will become personal strengths, the keys of love and nurture, providing varied learning experiences to inspire the interests of your child, presenting new learning in multiple ways to engage multiple areas of the brain, and allowing opportunity to explore and progress at their own pace provide the fertile ground for strengths to emerge. This leads us to the question, what does it mean to be gifted and talented? Why is this something important for the parent-teacher to understand? Are all students in some ways uniquely gifted and talented in one or more of the domains of intelligence? According to the National Association of Gifted Children, students with gifts and talents perform or have the capacity to perform at higher levels compared to others of the same age, experience, and environment in one or more domains. Therefore, they require modifications to their educational experiences to learn and realize their potential. Here are a few observed characteristics of gifted students. They enjoy problem solving. They have a strong need to achieve. New situations can be stressful. Require advanced curriculum and need to be challenged. Can be easily bored and show signs of depression when they are not able to advance in their studies. Can be hyper-focused when pursuing areas of interest and need relational support and guidance for healthy development academically, socially, emotionally, and in their unique area of talent. Research in the area of gifted and talented shows that there is no single practice or panacea that will work in every school setting and with every gifted or talented learner. Differentiated learning opportunities work well with these students. Many children with learning disabilities have average or above average intelligence. However, there may be gaps between their potential and their achievement that require adjustments to the learning environment and/or an adjustment to the learning strategies. Signs of learning disorders frequently come to the attention of teachers and parents once a child begins school because of problems with reading, writing, and/or math, as well as executive functioning skills such as organization, abstract reasoning, attention, planning, and time management. For such students, their disabilities may remain hidden until they are required to function in age-appropriate academic or social skills. They may possess advanced abilities in areas of interest and strength, but fail to do well in school. Here are some of the types of identified learning disabilities. perceptual disabilities, brain injury, minimal brain dysfunction, dyslexia, difficulty with normal acquisition of language, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism spectrum disorders, and general anxiety disorder. Love, faith, and an individual learning plan can help such students succeed and understand that their intelligence and self-worth are not determined by standardized norms of age level and grade level achievement. Research studies show that over half of all children have experienced one or more forms of trauma. Unresolved trauma causes learners to become disruptive or shut down when perceived threats or challenges arise. As the human brain perceives threats, it causes the body to go into survival mode, in other words, fight, flight, or freeze. Children who have such unresolved trauma are more sensitive to perceived threats and can end up living in a heightened state of survival. They have overwhelming feelings that the world around them is no longer good or safe. This has a negative effect on their readiness to learn and ability to form relationships. For many children, school can become another place filled with anxiety and threats they react to or withdraw from. Unresolved trauma can present itself as a learning disability. Because the brain is stuck in survival mode, a student's need for love, belonging, and safety must be met before they can focus their attention on the higher levels of learning, meaning-making, and contribution. Therefore, students with trauma require an adjustment in the learning atmosphere where they can understand they are safe and accepted and begin to regulate their stress responses. This allows their brain to form new thinking strategies. In other words, activating a growth mindset, listening for one's internal self-talk, and reframing a challenge through one's strengths. An individualized learning strategy can assist these students proceed at a pace that facilitates academic growth and discovery of their unique areas of interest and strengths.